My background, well, I'm a fairly cosmopolitan background. I'm Austrian, born in Vienna, but I grew up in Central America, studied in the United States, have worked in many different countries of the world. And as a youth, I had a unique opportunity to have a father who was working for the United Nations and World Bank, so I traveled in many places and was exposed at an early age to what was happening in the world.
And what is your current passion project?
My current passion project is actually an organization that I'm not leading. It's my wife, Herta Margarete. It's called the Flame of Peace, or the Association for the Furtherance of Peace, with headquarters in Vienna. And it's an NGO where we try to create a dialogue, network of people of interest to promote common interests in sustainability, in social impact, to use modern words. Basically, we just try to help people and bring the right people together to help each other.
And you're going to be speaking at Sir Anthony's conference on, I believe, at least there's a fireside chat and
yes,
some more. What is that message you're going to share with our audience during the conference?
The main message that I'd like to try to bring closer to people is that we have to work on a level of respect. And if you really understand that word, it doesn't just mean how we treat one another. It means how we treat nature, how we treat animals, how we deal with our resources. You know, if I respect my notebook, then I will use it in an economic fashion. I will not waste it. Yes. So it's a way of thinking. And if I can transport this thought of how we think, how we invest our money, you know, what criteria do we set for that investment? If we base it on this very simple principle, then I think we can achieve all the sustainability and social impact goals that the United Nations has set, and we can far exceed it.
Are you suggesting that we should focus more on impact investing?
If you want to invest with respect, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what do you think are some key investment opportunities that you see are very strong at the moment?
Well, coming back to your original question, what is my pet sort of thing? Passion. I think it's how to feed the world population. But just feeding the population isn't just, we can feed the population, it's not a question. We produce more than enough food every year. But if we take our experience that we have had with the pandemic, suddenly the supermarkets are empty. Why? Because there's no transportation to produce the vegetables that were grown in the winter in Egypt to my supermarket in Austria. So we must relook at, also I'll say it very provocative, we have to look at the sustainability of sovereignty of countries. If a country cannot feed its people, is it still a sovereign country? So I think it's very, very important that we relook at a lot of things of how we are doing them. And if you take an extreme case, might be even more profitable. Why? Because we're wasting less. The biggest problem that we have in feeding the world today is that we waste 60% of that what we produce. So if we treat the product that we're producing with respect, then we will not waste it. If I go to the supermarket and buy tomatoes, just as an example, then I won't buy a big bag of tomatoes, I will buy those tomatoes that I need. Then I won't have a lot of tomatoes perishing and I'll be throwing them away. So it's maybe oversimplifying it, but I think it is that will help everybody train of thought. And because it starts with ourselves, us as individuals. Because that what I do at home, I do for myself, is part of my decision-making process. So when I'm sitting in front of a portfolio of investments, and I have this as an inner part of myself, I will be looking at these documents differently. You know, I will see it differently of how this investment will affect me and affect my environment. What type of security will it give my investment? If I'm making an investment that has a high social and environmental impact, it will be a more successful investment, a safer investment. It is less likely to have issues. If it's an investment which is taking very good care of its employees, these employees are liable to do a much better job. They're less likely to walk out on me. There's less case of a strike or something. The loyalty will be higher. The quality of the product that they will produce will be better. I will have less losses. I will have less rejects. In i.e., my project will be more successful and be more profitable.